Any flute players out there? Anybody know a flute player? It is Christmas concert week. Do you know a flute player? Do you think it would be fun to put a flute hat in their concert this year? So today I'm a flute player, obviously. Today we are going to come together and make one of these cute little flute hats for concert season, Christmas time, whatever you want. So if you know a flute player, are a flute player, or just want to know how to make a cute little Santa hat like this, please stick around and we'll show you how to do it. So make sure you're subscribed, hit that like button and that notification bell, and come hang out with me today and we will have fun with this cute little hat. Any flute players out there? Anybody know a flute player? I'm excited. I play the flute, and every year at my concert for Christmas, I like to have a flute hat. So today, let's go ahead and make a flute hat. This is a pattern that I came up with. We're using the knit stitch or waistcoat stitch and back loop only slip stitches. And then our cute little fluffy floof. And I have colors to work with here. So we're going to be using, now, Santa hats during the holidays come in so many different colors. The colors that I've decided to use this year for our white edging is the King Cole Glitz double knit. It is a white glittery yarn. I don't know if you can tell in the camera, but there's some metallic in there. Super fun, especially for holidays. The blue one is my Stylecraft Special DK in Royal. I made the blue one for a fellow flute player in my band. She chose blue. Typical color for Christmas here, we have red with lipstick, Stylecraft Special DK. And then, of course, green hats are a thing as well. And this is color green, both in Stylecraft Special DK. So I'm going to go ahead and make a red one today with the white, but I wanted to show you the fun colors that have been used for this process. We need scissors, we need yarn needles. This is my favorite tin. I will have linked down below. It comes with 18 needles. They're not all in there because I have some with different projects, and it comes with different sizes. So you see it has the angled ones with the large eye. Oops. And then it also has some straight ones and then a smaller couple of straight ones. So love those. Link down below. We're going to be using a 4mm hook for the ribbing and the pom-pom, and then a 5mm hook for the body of the hat, because when you're using the waistcoat stitch, or the knit stitch, you want to go up a size because it can get tight. All right. So that's why we have those two. All of these will be linked down below. I am, disclaimer, an Amazon associate. So if you decide to purchase anything from those links, I may receive a commission as a thank you. Don't worry, you will not be paying any extra. Okay. So let's go ahead and get started. Starting with our white. And we need our 4mm hook. And starting with our slip knots, we need to chain 11. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Now it's so big because we're folding the brim of the hat. I'll zoom in a bit there for you. So now we are coming back in our second loop from the hook and doing 10 slip stitches back. Okay, and this counts as our first row. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and here's our last one at 10. And there we are. So that's our first row. So then we chain 1 and turn, and we are going to do 20 more rows. We are slip stitching in the back loop only to give it that ribbed detail. So we have 1, and we need to do a total of 21. So this is row 2. And there is 10. Okay, so chain 1, turn, and row 3. So I'm going to go ahead and skip through all 21 rows, and I will be back at the end to wrap this back around. Okay, so I just finished my 21st row, and this is what our ribbing is looking like so far. So I'm going to go ahead and chain 1 and fold it like so. And what we're going to do is front loop into both sides and slip stitch all the way down. Like so. All right, so that is it on the end. We're just going to fasten this off. I'm going to weave both of these ends in, and then we will start the red color. So I'll be right back. Okay, so here we are, and I'm going to flip this inside out, and we are going to work on this side so that when we roll this up, the side that faces out is the nicer side. Okay, so we need our 5.5 millimeter, not our 5.5, our 5 millimeter hook for this one because we're doing the waistcoat stitch. Why is that so difficult for me to say right now? I don't know. Or you could call it the knit stitch, either one. And so what you need is a looser stitch for that. Otherwise, it's going to be way too tight and a major hassle. So we are starting with a slip knot because we're going to go directly into the ribbing spaces right above here. Okay. And we need a total of 11 single crochets around. So I'm making these quite loose, as you can see, and that is the goal because it's going to be difficult to go into these stitches if we do not. Okay, that is 6. 7, 8, 9, 10, 'All right, so then we're coming over to, I know that seems like a big gap. It's going to be okay. Okay, and then a chain 1. And now we're just going to, so what we're doing is we're working into this stitch right here. So into like the triangle space, not into the loops, like so. Make sure it's loose. Okay, and then we're just going to go straight in over here and continue around another 11. So we need to do a total of 7 rows. So this will be our third row. So 1, 2, and then I'm working on the third. So 7 rows total of 11 stitches around. Remember to keep it somewhat loose, because if you don't, it's going to get really tight and it makes it difficult to get your hook in there. Kind of like that one. That was not so bad, but I've made the mistake before of it being super duper tight. Okay, so, right, so I'm going to go ahead and finish up those 7 rounds, and then I will see you at the end to finish this up. Okay, so I have finished the last stitch of the 7th row. I kind of folded this up just to see how it was working out. Let me put that back down. So then what we're going to do now is I'm just going to cut a tail, because we are going to cinch this together. And so then we're just going to go into the front loops of every stitch around. And then back to the first one. Okay, and then just pull. Easy peasy. And kind of stitch that close a little bit. And we're going to go inside out. So I'm going to flip this inside out completely so that I can weave this in and weave in this. And then we get to make the pom-pom and finish this cute little hat up. So now if you don't play flute or don't know anybody who plays flute, you could make this as like a cute little ornament, or you could use worsted weight and be a bigger ornament if you wanted. Gosh, you could make, like I said, you could make this bigger, and it could be, you could use it for who knows. So go ahead and stitch this together. But little Santa hats can be fun, right? So comment down below if you have any creative ideas on what you may use these cute little hats for. Okay. So I'm going to turn this back, right side out. Here we go. Now we're going to use our 4mm hook to make our pom-pom. And we are going to do a magic ring with this one. So if you don't know magic ring, what you're going to do is make sure your long end is in the front. Wrap it around your fingers like so. I like to make sure there's a little X here. Go under that bottom, grab the top, and then loop around and pull through. So we need 6 single crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So we're going to pull this tight. And then come back around and do 6 again. This one's really easy. It's just you're starting and then you are doing another round of 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. I'm going to flip this around like so. So the right side is out. And I'm kind of going to slip stitch here into the first stitch. And then we're going to tie this off. There we go. Okay. Turn that around. Pull the center to tighten it up a little bit. Now we need our yarn needle. And we are going to cinch this closed like we did with the top of the hat. That's it. Okay. I'm just going to grab those front loops all the way around. And there we go. It's our cute little pom-pom. Okay, so I'm going to tie a knot here. Kind of get this stitched in the top a little bit while I still have that there. Okay, so you're just going to stitch your pom-pom on there. I'm going to do that. Put this end down here, do the center, and I'm going to do the same. I'm going to pull this end down through the middle. Okay, let's turn it back inside out. Now I want to tie a knot in these guys. To secure it. Okay. And there's our hat with our cute little pom-pom. Let me go ahead and fold up the bottom. Now you can make that fold perfectly in half, or if you want this to be a little bit shorter on the top, you can do that. So let's go ahead. And here it is. So cute. Okay, so here is our flute hat in red. Here's the one I made in blue per request of a fellow flute member of my band. And then I have a few more to make, but I hope you enjoyed this. I'm going to go ahead and clean everything up, and then I will see you in just a moment. Aren't they adorable? I think they're just great. So here's the two that we have today. I still have to make a few more for this week for my flute section. I'm super excited. I have a concert at the end of the week, but I hope that this was fun for you and enjoyable. And if you know anybody that would love a little flute hat for their Christmas concert season, by all means, go ahead and make them one. If you don't, you could make these into ornaments. You could, gosh, make these for anything. Just some fun, cute little decorations for the holiday season. So I want to say thank you for hanging out with me today. I hope this was fun and enjoyable. And if you haven't already, please consider subscribing and hitting that like button to show me some love. So again, thanks for hanging out, and I look forward to seeing you next time for another holiday festive themed video.